It's MaryLee Trettenero in Boston Intuitive, and welcome to my tarot classroom where we make learning the tarot fun and interesting. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we are going to have our fifth of five programs on the Major Arcana. So this last section we are doing the star card, the sun card, star card, moon card, sun card, temperance, and the world card. And so we'll be tying it all up. Next week, I think we're going to do some fun sort of visualizations. So as I said, tonight we're going to be having the Fool encounter the last five cards in the Major Arcana. And so just before we get too far into this, my name's MaryLee Trettenero. I have been a professional psychic and medium in the Boston area for the last 26 years. I do mediumship, I do tarot, intuitive tarot. I also do pet readings. And you can find me here on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, where else? I guess Twitter and LinkedIn. And if you would like to get a reading with me, if you can go to my website, it's bostonintuitive.com. And in the top right-hand corner is a link. And that will take you to my services and also my calendar. So, throughout the night tonight, I will be doing just a little mini commercials, and that is to get everybody up to speed who wasn't here in the very beginning. Now, just to give you an idea of how this program goes, I divide it in two parts. The first part is the my puppy is like wanting to lick tonight already. In two parts. And so the first part is usually a spiritual topic. And I have, graphics and things that I bring into it. We have been covering the tarot for the last probably 4 months, maybe. And so we're ready to sort of wind down with the hero's journey, though there are some more fun stuff that we can do with it. And so we do the spiritual topic in the first half, and in the second half, I do mini readings. And so how that goes is you can ask me a personal question, but one that I can answer in like 2 minutes. It can be either a card or it can be an actual question. And I do as many of those as I can. I can't get to everybody, but I do try to read for as many people as I can. A thing to know is that you only get one question. So sometimes what happens is as I'm going along, people's names fall off my screen. So I don't get to them the first round. And so they may ask me more than once. But you get one question. And but if I miss you, bring it to my attention. If you want to ask a personal question for the second half, you do have to wait until the second half to ask it, because we do use the chat box pretty extensively during the first half, back and forth. So, just so that if you should post a question in there in the first half, you're just going to have to do it again when we get to the second half. One more thing is that I am responsible for something that's called phishing. And that is when somebody is lurking around in the chat box and they're not here for the program. So, we actually have had great luck, and that's because everybody stays on top of it. If somebody should approach you, you have a couple of options. They might approach you for a reading. So you can ignore it, you can delete it, or you can chase them away. So those are kind of the three options. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to the people who are here. So we have Gina and Jacqueline and Zoe and Shanice so far who are saying hello. And good evening to everyone. So for Zoe, I will tell you that we have had a nor'easter the last couple of days. So this is the third day we've had a storm. So if it's cutting out and freezing, it may have to do with, just the wires or something like that. So I don't know that there's anything that I can do about that, but so let's see what else, if there's anything else I need to tell you. Oh yes, if you like the program tonight, if you can hit the like button, it's very helpful, because what happens is it's easier for people to find me. And and also I know if you like the program or not. So now one thing I didn't mention is that I usually go into what's going on with the moon. So, all right, I think I will go ahead and talk about the moon right now. Joy is being excessively licking tonight. All right. So tonight is it's not tonight, it's tomorrow night, is what's called a third quarter or last quarter moon. And it's October 28th, and next week on the 4th is the new moon, and that'll also be on Thursday night. So the way the new moons and full moons work is every 2 weeks there's either a new moon or a full moon. New moons are when you want to set new goals, you have new projects you want to get off the ground. It's a great time to use moon energy. A full moon is a time of culmination. It's a time of refining your goals and kind of just winding down. Now, this month, in November, we're going to have a couple of eclipses. So we have a full moon, partial lunar eclipse on November 19th. And then we have a new moon, total solar eclipse on December 4th. Now, the next show that I'm going to be doing is going to be on November 10th. So I'll go into the eclipses with more information for you. But just know that those are coming. That happens every year. The last quarter moon, again, is tomorrow. It's actually at 4:05 in the afternoon. So what I thought I would do is just read just quickly the spiritual meaning of the last quarter moon. And this is, it's a period of activation and responsibility. So every month there is a last quarter moon, and it is in between the new moon and the full moon. So it is represented symbolically by the qualities of intuition and understanding and letting go. During the new moon, new intentions are set and new beginnings instigated. These could be in any area of your life, from your personal well-being to your relationships to your career. And so the new moon is when you are starting new projects or new goals. And then there's a progression. By the time you get to the last quarter moon, you have moved along, hopefully you've moved along in achieving that goal, or, being on a certain timeline. Almost a full month after the new moon is when the last quarter moon takes place. And this is a spiritual, it's a transition completion and letting go. So the letting go aspect of this phase is significant because it's part of a cycle. And so it connects the new moon and the full moon. And it's so it's kind of this transitional, it's a bridge. And so you'll notice, so tomorrow, if you wanted to do a little bit of a meditation or just sit quietly and pay attention, you would pay attention to the progress that you've made on any of the goals that you set for yourself for the new moon. And it's also a time to sort of evaluate what you've accomplished, what maybe mistakes you made, along the way, and just sort of evaluate, let go, and move forward. So it's not that usual for people to pay attention to the last quarter moon or the first quarter moon, but they're actually fairly powerful, but they're not like the new moon and the full moon. So I think that's all I wanted to say. We are, just to know where the planets are right now, the sun is in Scorpio, early stages of Scorpio, and the moon is in Cancer. So we're getting ready here now to do the tonight's hero's journey, and I wanted to run something by you. Let me just say hello to Janet and to Renee and Venetia and Randy. So since we're finishing up the hero's journey tonight, I have been toying around with the idea of doing some, it's kind of like a visualization, but what I thought we could do is take different Major Arcana cards and actually do a visualization where you step into that card. And I would walk you through, like say if you, let's see, where have I got my stuff here? Oh, here we go. So for instance, what I might do is have you step into this card. And what I would do is have you step into being this figure in this card and put that dress on or outfit on, and the boots and the dog, and be like right there on the cliff. And see if you can't get some intuitive information out of stepping into the card. So hello, Jose. So I hope that sounds interesting to people. If you want to weigh in and let me know if that sounds interesting to you, because we are going to be doing some more things. I don't know. We don't have it scheduled right now to go into doing the hero's journey through the minor arcana, but we could. So if you would just want to give me some feedback in the comments section, that would be helpful. So happy Halloween to everyone. I hope you guys have your costumes ready and you have something fun to do on Halloween night. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the last couple of weeks. I have gone through, starting with the Fool card, each of the things that we've already covered. So this week I am going to show you the picture of the, there's 4 phases. And so I'm going to show you a picture of the cards that are in each of the phases, but I'm not going to go into detail this time because I have 5 cards I have to cover tonight. So, but just as a refresher, I'll show you how these are organized. All right. All right. Let me scroll up a little bit here. Okay, so Randy's up for it. Zoe is up for it. Vivian's up for it. Great, great. Estrella sounds good. Okay, in the mind. Okay, I would like to keep following. Okay, so we have a couple people so far who've weighed in on they would like to keep going with the hero's journey. I'm happy to do that because there is a hero's journey with the minor arcana cards as well. The major arcana cards are major life events. I personally don't know about the minor cards, except usually that's more detail, you know, more sort of day-to-day things that are happening in our lives. So this is going to take me a second here to put this together for you. All right. See. All right, so we have been covering this. I know that it's kind of small. Let's see if I can do it like this. Okay. All right. So the hero's journey starts with the Fool card, actually. It starts with the Fool card. The Fool is completely naive, has never gone on this particular journey before, and everything is new and fresh. And the Fool card is also the soul. It's also the hero. So you can use the terms interchangeably. The hero's journey is the soul's journey, is the Fool's journey. So, so we have it divided into 4 phases. And in the very beginning, what you have is, I'm going to kind of go in as, there we go. The Fool encounters the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, Emperor, the Hierophant, and also the Lovers. And so the first couple are mentors, and then the rest are sort of like universal themes that are in everyone's life. And it doesn't matter like what culture you're from, what era you're from. The hero's journey is sort of like a common path that we all walk down. It looks a little different, of course, but we all have these archetypes. There's 22 cards in the major arcanas, but there's only 21. The Fool, we actually pull that out because the Fool is the character that, you know, has all of these experiences by meeting up with all the different other major arcana cards. And so what's happening to the Fool is he's learning from mentors, he's having experiences, he's having life challenges, just like we do. You know, I say the hero's journey is the soul's journey, is the Fool's journey. It's also our journey. So you can really relate to this if you think about it in your life. Like you might think about who's a magician in my life? You know, who's a high priestess in my life? You know, who's an empress? Like Empress's mother, but it doesn't have to be your mother. There can be other women in your life who have been very nurturing. So, so the first phase is childhood, helpers, mentors, and getting education. And education is like the school of life. So it's not like a formal, you know, going to grade school, going to high school, college, that sort of thing. It's the school of life. So here's the first phase. The second phase is the soul, the hero, the Fool, is having experiences. So it's by having experiences, the soul is maturing. So it's personality development. It's also, you know, when you're having experiences, sometimes you just flow along and there's no huge challenges and there's no need to change. But sometimes life events or life challenges, the journey that you go on, requires that you do some inner work. And so that's what this is all about. And this is when the child is becoming an individual. So when the Fool encounters these individual cards, its soul is maturing. Okay, so that's the second phase. The third phase is this one. It's initiation and transformation. So we have done the first four: the Death card, Temperance, Devil, and Tower. And tonight we're going to start off doing the Star card and the Moon card, and then we have these three. So we'll be doing 5 in total. This phase is initiation and transformation. So this is stepping into adulthood. It's actually making the changes, not resisting the changes. This is actually making changes. And initiation into adulthood. You can think of this as, experiences that you started having like when you were 18, or let's say the college experience or beginning of a career, things of that nature. So that is what initiation and transformation is. It's also dealing with our dark side. And also these are intense, really intense challenges. And what does it do to our character? All right. And then finally, this is, I'm not going to say it's nirvana, but this is after the Fool has had all these experiences and through endurance has made it, to almost the end of the archetypes. There's only 3 left, when they get to this phase. So the goal of the Fool, when it is going on this journey, it's learning something new. It's usually it's like solving a problem. And so it's a quest for wholeness in that area. So the journey can either be the entire lifetime, or it can be, individual things like career, family, having kids, education. And it is like the soul responding to a calling. All right. So tonight we are doing, as I said, we're doing, sorry about this. We're doing the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World card. So I'm going to just scroll. Oh, yep. Thank you, Randy. Randy's saying, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. I'm just going to scroll back a little bit and see Renee and Jose and Shanice. Okay, let's do it. Good. I'm really glad that you guys are into this because I'd like to keep going myself. Court cards. Yes, that will be a section, Jacqueline. So in the Minor Arcana cards, I'll pull out all of the court cards, and that will either be one night or 2 different night sessions. Okay, Cindy Lou. Hello, it's been a long time. Hello. I remember Cindy Lou because I know that I tease you about Cindy Lou Who. Okay, so Randy and Cindy Lou. Okay, Spiritual Awakening. So, if you are all ready, let me, I keep losing things, my cards here. All right. So I am. Let's see how this is working. Bear with me for just a moment here. So I'm trying to figure. I can move this back. Okay. There we go. All right. I played with this earlier, and I think that I had it bigger before, but all right. So here we have, this is the Fool, this is the Soul, the Hero. And the Hero now is at the point of initiation and transformation. And last time that we met, the Hero had gone through some very difficult challenges. The Death card, transformation, everything changes from A to Z. The Temperance card, that is, you know, learning to do everything in moderation. So the Hero is learning those concepts. The Devil card. So the Devil card is our shadow side. It's our base instincts. It is materialism. It's sexuality without love. And I mean, it can be the concept of, I'll say debauchery. It can represent evil, but it's sort of a lack of spirituality. And then the next card we have is the Tower card. I feel like I should be showing you guys these things. So the Tower card is here. So we left off with the Tower card. And the Tower actually, it's like all this pent-up energy explodes. And it's like you've been hit with a lightning bolt. And what happens is when the Tower shows up, it's a disruption. And it can be a complete overturning of beliefs and values. And it really sort of shakes the Hero to her core. And it also, it goes directly to the foundation. If something was, anything that the Hero is doing, if he has put together a strong foundation, then the Tower will hold. But when you see the Tower card, you know, the way it is here, what it means is that everything is, it's kind of like an explosion. It's a forceful cleaning, it's pent-up energy. And so it's a major disruption. So after that, when we, so those are some very challenging cards, very challenging experiences. So, whoops, sorry. So right after the Tower card, you have the Star card. So the Star card, I'm going to put these in here. So the Soul has encountered the Star card. So that's the qualities of the Star card, or the themes. And okay, so let me just pull myself together here. All right. So what happens is you can tell that this is quite different. I'm going to actually pull out the Death card, or not the Death card, the Tower card. Didn't know if I was going to need these tonight, but I'm going to take a moment to find it. Okay, there we go. So here's the Tower card. This is where, say, the foundation was shaky, and the hero is being shaken to his core, and whatever is strong enough will endure this pent-up energy, frustrations, or, you know, the Tower card, it'll be leveled. So now then we have, after this card comes in and mows everything down, then you have the Star card. And so the Star is like it's almost like a welcome reprieve from all of the destruction of the Tower card. So okay. And so what's happened is that the hero has gone through some really terrible life challenges and is still standing. And, you know, this card symbolizes that no matter what happens, the hero can handle it. And that no matter what happens, the hero is connected to the divine and can get divine intuitions and insights on how to go forward. This card represents it represents youth and rejuvenation. Now you'll notice in this card that that the naked figure in the center has two pitchers. So he's got water in one pitcher that he's pouring into the pond, and another pitcher is pouring water on land. So pouring the water onto the land, it represents nourishing. And so this is the external side of us, nourishing the physical body. And you can see how lush and green the land is. And it represents the physical world, you know, practicality. And then you have the other picture and the other foot of that naked figure is in the water. And the water represents the inner life. So it's, again, intuition and sensitivity. It's also spiritual pursuits. So everything to do with the inner life. This card is telling the hero that it's time to spend some time in reflection. So reconnecting with the divine. And, you know, when you have these very serious life challenges, what it does is it helps you uncover your resilience. So a lot of tests that the hero has, like I said, is still standing after all these tests. Now, this card also represents renewed hope and faith, and a sense of being blessed by the universe. This is a time where this card represents the soul being uplifted to its highest, and like a dream come through. It's inspiration, it's inspired life purpose, it's peace and calm. And this also represents that the soul, it's almost like a, you know, like a baby bird or something coming out of the egg. It represents significant life changes where you go from the old you to the new you. And it represents a profound journey. It also represents that the hero has renewed strength. This is youthfulness and the power to continue. It also represents that you have everything, the hero has everything within them for fulfillment. Now, the stars, the one big star and then the 7 smaller stars, you know, that does represent astrology. It also represents the chakras. So a connection with the celestial. So in a sense, it's as if, you know, so after the destruction of the tower, the soul, the hero, is sort of broken open, and now you have, you know, divine energy that's come in. All right. Oops, what's going on? Okay. Oh, I know what's going on. I have a new monitor, and so I have this monitor so I can see. Anyways. All right, so the next card we have is the Moon card. And the qualities of this card, it's anxiety, fear. It represents the subconscious. Now, just like water, the moon represents intuition. But this is also, it's another card that sort of represents our shadow side. And it is a card that talks about overcoming fear and not being enslaved by fear. And it's coming out of the shadows into the moonlight. And it also, this card represents like not getting lost. Okay. It's also, the moon represents sensitivity and imagination. And it is, the negative expression of this card would be illusion, delusion. So here the hero is dealing with their shadow side, the addictions, the drinking, drugs, deceit, unhealthy emotions. And here, you know, the point would be to the hero is not to lose heart, not to become discouraged by, you know, the more dark experiences, but to find the path forward, to overcome fear with courage. The moon card also represents the deepest exploration of our inner nature. You know, it's going into the depths. Now, you can see in this card that there's a wolf and there's a domesticated dog. So this represents taming, you know, our animal instincts. So we have the wild side, the wolf, and then we have the civilized part of us. So there's some duality here. So when the Fool is encountering the moon card, it's about trusting one's instincts and intuitions. It's revisiting emotions that have been buried deep inside. The moon's light can bring clarity. It's also a matter of like being self-aware. So let me just check and see if I have any comments here. So we have Lisa. Oh, you know what, Shanice? I meant to look up a couple of things for you. I will do that. You had brought up moon water last week, so I still owe you that. Is celestial synonymous with the divine? Not exactly. It's close to it. Celestial is actually the stars, whereas the divine, I think it is everything in the sky. Well, and the divine would be, it would be more than that. It would be more than just the celestial. Hi, Pal. Hi, Vladimir. Hi, Jessica. All righty. So let's see here. So we have the moon card. So now we're going on to the sun card. And here we go. Oh, we got it. There's the tower and there's the fool. Oh, it's right here. All right. Okay. So now we have the sun card. So here, when the hero encounters the sun card, what this is, it's victory. This means that the soul, the hero, has sort of come to the end of the line of that particular lesson. So whatever that journey was about, the hero is almost finished. She has crossed the path of the sun. They've gone down a path and they've passed all the tests. They've overcome the challenges. And so now the soul is emerging from the darkness and comes through fearlessness, is coming into the light. Now, something I thought that was really interesting, kind of fascinating, is one way of looking at this card is that the fool is actually that child that's sitting on the horse. And the fool sort of began the journey as sort of naive and inexperienced and I'll say a dumb fool. But through the experiences he's had, he's become an adult. And he's becoming his own person and becoming extremely competent. So we have two more cards after this, but the soul, the hero, is pretty close to the end of the path. Now, this card also represents positivity, fun, warmth, success, vitality, abundance, optimism, fulfillment. It represents life energy, and it's radiating love and affection. So when we get to the sun, joy and happiness is sort of what the fool is encountering, or the hero's encountering. This is the dawn after the dark nights of the soul. The sun card also, it gives you strength. It's a good feeling card. And it also is a card that talks about your, the hero or your, the impact that you have on other people. That other people are drawn to you, for warmth and happiness. Now, this card also represents, that you can take this energy for future journeys that you go on. And, the energy of this card can get you through tough times. It says that regardless of how difficult things get, that things are going to get better, that life is good, that things are going to work out. Now, the sun also connects you to your personal power. and it's abundant energy that radiates through you. You can tap into this power, and it is actually your connection with the divine, and it helps you to express yourself in positive ways. The Sun card, again, for the hero, it reflects mental, emotional, and physical well-being. You know, that life can be wonderful and carefree, and that your heart and your soul can be free, can be set free. This card also talks about the hero having confidence. You know, that life is particularly good. Now, the Sun also, you know, as I was saying, this is our journey as well. So the Sun represents the self. So this is saying have confidence in your abilities, be yourself, be authentic, focus on the positive and what's real. And, you know, that card is just, I think it just exudes happiness. All right, so the next card we have is the Judgment card, second to last of the Major Arcana cards. Now, when you get to the Judgment card, this is, you know, it depends on, you know, when I study these things, there's different theories. One is that this is like the last judgment. And then another book says, no, it's not the last judgment. But the Archangel Gabriel is blowing his trumpet, and men, women, and children are rising from the dead, and they're crossing over to the other side, and they're being judged. You know, are they go? I do want to say that both. This is sort of an aside. That both Arthur Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith, the creators of this deck, they were both Catholic. So even though there's the, you know, the, what is it? The Golden Dawn, which was an influence of theirs, they're really actually a lot more down to earth. And there's a lot of like religious symbolism. So therefore, heaven and hell is in this. You know, Archangel Gabriel is blowing his horn, and people are rising from the dead to cross over to the other side, and they're ready to be judged. In fact, at this point, it would be impossible to avoid judgment. Now, this also represents awakenings. It's resurrection, rebirth. It also is awakening to what your calling is. So there's multiple ways that you can work with this card. It also, you know, it represents honesty, integrity, and a higher level of consciousness. So you personally are experiencing a spiritual awakening, and you're realizing that you're capable of so much more. And so it's awaken yourself to grow and transform, and, you know, go forward for even more potential, or exploring your potential. It also represents a desire to change your life and become more of a complete person. It's an encouragement to like really be self-aware and not to take on foolish endeavors. It's a, you know, let go of the old self, step into the new. You know, who are you really? It's a call to tune into your higher self and trust your judgment. and also that you've learned from the past experiences. So this, for the hero, this card represents spiritual awakening, higher level of consciousness, and it's all of the life experiences to this point are almost like puzzle pieces. And when you put those pieces together, it forms a complete story. And then, you know, with the Judgment card, you're integrating all of that. It's also, you know, it helps you to heal deep wounds and move on. So part of this transformation, resurrection, awakening is self-awareness, self-forgiveness, self-acceptance, self-love, self-evaluation, and quiet contemplation. Now, it also, this card is saying that we all have a calling. The hero has a calling, and it's never going away. So you may not respond to it now, you know, but the calling is going to get louder and louder. So if it's fear that is holding you back, this card would say to trust the universe and push past the fear. Trust the universe has your back. Now, the card also depicts what potentially, you know, the last judgment would be. So you can see here, you know, where they're in their what is it, caskets, I guess, and they're rising up. You see the outstretched hands, and so they're ready to embrace, you know, this final part of the journey. And one more thing, this card reflects points in your life when you've made major life decisions that have changed your life forever. So it's like opening up. Okay, and so the last card of the Major Arcana is the World card. Now, so here we have this is the hero, the soul, you know, going on this journey. And then this is the completion of the journey, arriving at the destination, wholeness, it's healing, it's joy, it's satisfaction, it's fulfillment. It represents that the journey has come full circle. And you know, there's multiple journeys going on at the same time. There's the, you know, the big picture journey, but then there's also the little ones, you know, about, let's say your spirituality is a journey. Your calling is a journey. You know, what brings you bliss? You know, your career, your family. So this card represents that closure after having accomplished, you know, the goal of the journey. This is also evolution of the soul, and also that because this is in a circle, what it represents is that it's a ever-changing, dynamic, eternal cycle. Let's see. It's that your efforts, on this journey have paid off. And the wreath that's surrounding the dancing figure represents success. This also is a card that reflects of knowing yourself. You know, it does not have any negative meanings, but this is the true nature of the self. Divine intention fulfilled, integration, accomplishment. Now, an interesting thing here, again, I wish I had kind of pulled out the cards ahead of time, but I could find the Magician. You can see the naked figure. In the naked figure's hands is a baton, and the Magician starts off with a baton, you know, one pointing to the heavens, and then one finger pointing to the earth. But it's kind of a magical symbol. The wreath represents endless cycles, eternal cycles of achievements and completions. So you finally, the hero has finally accomplished the goal and the dream, and is also reflecting back on the journey and what were the spiritual lessons that came out of the successes. And so all of the triumphs and tribulations along the way on this journey has made the hero into a strong, wise, more experienced person. And so this card represents that the hero is ready for the next challenge. It also is saying that, you know, if there's any kind of loose ends, now's the time to bring those to completion as well. All right. So that is the end of the hero's journey. Whoops. And let me just check and see on questions. Oh, yes. There's Joy. She's been so good today. All right. Jessica, we're not there yet. Let's see. All right, Vladimir. Jessica, just so that you know, we are going to get into it, questions shortly, but I just want to check with everybody. You'll have to ask your question again, but wait until I say to put your question in, because I want to see if anybody has any further comments to make about the cards that we covered tonight. Maria, hi. Payal, Janet. Can you use moon water for crystal elixirs? You know what? I have to say, Janet, I was remiss. I did not do my research on moon water. So I will take note of your question and I will answer that next week. I mean, not next week, the next show that we do. First, my reaction is yes. Can you use moon water for crystal elixirs? My first, quick take on that would be yes. So, but I will be more thorough about it. So let's see. Payal says, what happens once the soul fool reaches the end of the path? So once let's see here. So once the fool has come to the end of the line, has come to the world card, which is the completion, there is time for like self-reflection. Is this my calling? Is this success that I've had? Is this what I want? Is there more to learn? And so usually it starts another cycle. So the soul, the hero, is never going to finish the journey. there's always going to be another aspect. There's always going to be something more to learn. So, okay, so that's, I hope that is helpful. Okay, okay. Shanice, let's see what's happening here. Can meditating in the sun help to hasten the opening of the third eye? I would say yes. I would say yes. I mean, Shanice, I think a lot of it has to do with an intention. If that's what you're calling towards you, if that's what you want to manifest, yes. Meditating in the sun. Yeah, I would say yes. All right. So Cindy Lou, the world card is drawn a lot for me. Good, good. Jacqueline, we're not quite there, almost there. Venetia, so love it. Good. Estrella, learn some different ways to look at a couple of cards. Good, good. Maria, do I have a bad? You keep cutting out. Am I the one? Okay. Yeah. If anybody wants to respond to Maria, I don't know where you are in the country, Maria, but we've been having bad storms in New England. So my connection seems fine, but it is that could explain what's going on. Yeah, Payal says she doesn't have any connection issues. So, you know what I might, I am going to go, you're in Michigan. Okay, so I think this was coming from the West Coast, the weather that we're having now. So I would guess that you guys got this weather in Michigan. Elizabeth is from Montana. This is great. I love that you guys are from all over the place. What was it? If anybody has any card in particular that they would like, so next time we meet, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking different cards. We can't do all of them, so we're going to have to maybe select the top 10. If you have a particular favorite or one that you find interesting, just let me know. You can put it in the comments section which Major Arcana card you'd like to step into the next time we get together. And because I know that I want to do the Fool card. Where you know what, I have a monitor here, so I don't know where I'm looking, but that's why things might be I might be looking at the wrong thing. Anyways, but so if you have a particular favorite Major Arcana card, just put it in the chat box there and I'll do the top 10. I know that I want to do the Full card. I'm really, really considering wanting to do the Devil card, but I'll let you guys choose. Top 10 Major Arcana cards for next week. So next program, when we are going to step into these cards. All right. So let me see here. Devil card, yes. Okay. You are looking at the right. Okay. I was going to buy the new Apple laptop or the desktop. I don't know, but I just have an old setup right now. So, okay. So we are ready to do some readings. And so as of right now, go ahead and put your request the reading, and we'll start as of right now. And I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite, but I'll be using the tiny Rider-Waite. So it's the same thing that we were just using, only it's tiny. So let me, what am I going to do here? I'm going to, there. All right. All right, I'm scrolling back. Randy, Death card. Okay, we got Vladimir. A lot of people want the Devil card. That's great. Okay. Hermit. Okay. Hermit and Devil so far. All right. Vladimir. I think it's Vladimir's. Let me just see if I... Yeah. Okay. So Vladimir. Subject of romance, please. Okay. So what do we have for you? Okay. So you have... This is the King of Wands. Very action-oriented, very independent, very lively, dynamic. And I want to say you're right on track. And I feel like you're ready to keep going. And you know what, the message I get around romance for you is do what you need to do for you. Don't do what they need. Do what you need to do for you. Okay, so that's for you. And Cindy Lou. Okay, so you have the Queen of Swords. So being analytical, thinking. Oh, I feel like you have to do a lot of thinking, Cindy Lou. And I'm having trouble saying the word commit, but I feel like there's some things you have to commit yourself to. And I feel like in my head I'm saying I don't want to make any decisions right now. But I feel like you do need to make a few. So I'm just going to say thinking time. Set aside some thinking time. All right, let me see. Okay, so Janet Holt is the next one on my screen. Please pull a card for me. And we have the Magician. So Janet, so the Magician is very resourceful, can solve all kinds of problems, has all these tools, and is also very good with self-mastery. So for you, Janet, it's I'm feeling, Janet, to take yourself a lot more seriously, and to be thinking along the lines that you're getting in the way. That's not a good way to think. Okay, I get you have a good set of circumstances coming together, and I would capitalize on right now. You know, it's kind of like a make hay while the sun shines right now. Okay, so the next person on my screen is Maria. So Maria Samas. Do I stay on the catalog project at work or do I take on other projects instead? I'm going to say, oh, so this is getting what you want. So Maria, the way this would work is, I feel like you can do whatever you want is what this card is saying. And I feel like it isn't an either or situation. Well, I feel actually like you could do both. What I'm getting is it would work out for you to do 2 or 3 projects at the same time. Because I feel like things are going to get funneled to you. Okay, so that's for Maria. Zoe, thank you for another great lesson. May I have it? Thank you. You're very welcome, Zoe. Thank you for, may I have a general card for the coming week? Ooh. All right. So we have, this is a loss card, 5 of Pentacles. May have a general card for the week. So I want to say this, Zoe, is about really listening to what's going on inside of you. Listen to yourself. There's something, now when I say bankruptcy, I don't mean financial. I don't think I mean financial, but there's kind of a deficit within. So And I'm feeling a conflict with myself and a need to like wrestle myself down. And I don't feel like there's quick answers. If you come up with a solution that's like a quick fix, don't do it. Because I feel like you need some like extra time. Yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes this card also represents not only loss, but it can be feeling a little sad or depressed. So I feel like you need to spend some time pulling yourself out of that. Okay, so that's for you. And Rachel is the next person. Rachel Jackson is the next person on my screen. And I get, ooh, all right. So now we have somebody who is relentlessly worrying. Now, this can be worrying so much that you wake yourself up at night or you can't sleep. Okay. You know what I feel like, Rachel, is I feel like you've got to stabilize yourself because there's something that you need to fix. So there's something you have to fix. Okay, and I feel like it's going to take everything that you have in you in terms of like ingenuity. And then I feel like you're going to figure out how to make things work out. Now, Rick was on my screen, and I know he fell off, so I'm going to just pull a card for Rick. So Rick got the Fool card, the Hero card. So you're on some kind of a new journey, Rick. And you know what I just heard? You're going to pull it off. So there must be some calling that you have, some problem you're trying to solve, and it just feels like it's a whole new beginning for you. So Venetia's the next one on my screen. Melanie, thank you for tonight. You're welcome. Would love a card for my stepfather's health. Okay. Oops. Stepfather's health. Oh. So we have this. So that's stress. That can also mean you know what? I feel like your stepfather needs to face whatever's going on with his health. I feel like he might be acting as if he is, but I don't know. What I hear is he's got to face his health. And, you know, if he was doing it, I don't think he'd get this card. So I feel like he may be acting as if. All right, Maria. This is another Maria. She's the next one on my screen, and this is about employment. Will I find a job? Okay, so this one is emotional withdrawal. You know what I get is I feel like you have to take care of yourself better. This is emotionally taking better care of yourself. So, okay. You know, I have a feeling you're kind of resistant to the types of jobs or anything that's come along so far. What is going on here? Okay. You know, there's something about your last employer. I feel like there's some kind of a loose end that you have to tie up this loose end before you can go on with a new job. Or really commit yourself to finding the new job. So there's something that's unfinished business. Okay, so next person on my screen is Lisa Pearl. Love any general guidance. Okay, so general guidance for Lisa. Ooh. That's, you have the Emperor, which is kind of a big decision. You have to make a major decision. I just heard leave yourself an out. You need an out. Okay. Something's grating on your nerves. So I feel like I'm ducking out for a while. So that has to do with your love life. Okay, so Cheryl Harvey is the next one on my screen. And her card is the Queen of Wands, which is, again, you know, dynamic, lots of ideas, very action-oriented. I feel like you're reality testing everything. And I want to keep that up. Keep making things pass the smell test is what I get with this card. And not to take anything for granted. And to just make sure you're staying practical and grounded and staying true to you. So those are the things I got for you. So the next person on my screen is Jessica. I would love a card about future or health, please. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, so you have future or health. So this is a card that sort of says it's a defeat card. Okay. So, you know, sometimes we don't realize that what we're putting out to the universe or what our thoughts are that, you know, we're putting out there. And I kind of feel like there's something you're feeling defeated about, or it's a self-defeating kind of some self-defeating thoughts that you might end up manifesting this. So you have a defeat card, but I think it's more, I feel like you're not allowing yourself success. You're not allowing yourself to be okay. So, okay. I think you're actually doing a better job of taking care of yourself. So I think you're doing better and better and better at that. But there's something about the feeling defeated. All right, Payal, let's go deeper into the High Priestess card. Okay. So what can we get here? All right. The High Priestess. Okay. I'm visualizing the High Priestess, and I'm hearing something about controversy. There's a level of controversy. Okay. And I want to say there's some time required to put things right within. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling like I'm being told to meditate, spend more time in meditation. So I'll give that to you, Payal. There's something that's not right. Something that needs looking into. All right, so that's for you, Pal. Renee, I'm looking for my next horse. Do you see him coming soon? Or name? Next horse. You know what, Renee? This is just saying you have to be patient. This is observing and being patient. You know, I'm not good with names, but I will feel like I kind of hear the name Rascal. So that's what I'm getting for you. That's Renee. Okay, so we have Jessica. Oh, thank you very much. Jessica's commenting about my hair. Just got it done this morning. Shanice, what is it that I need to know? All right. So what does Shanice need to know? Oops, something. Ooh, you're a healer. This is my card. You know, this can be a romantic card, but I always get this as the healer card. You know what? I want to. I feel like I'm getting megawatts or something about you healing. You're healing yourself, but you're doing a lot of healing. And you're also keeping up with the things that you need to keep up with. And you're not as upset with somebody as you are acting like you are. But you are upset, but just a fraction of how you might be expressing it. You actually might be scaring somebody when it comes to them feeling like you're upset with them. Like they might be scared that you don't really want to get together with them. All right, so that's for you, Shanice and Zoe. Is there, and I guess I do need some extra time. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that helped, Maria. So Maria, it's not that I skip people, it's just that they fall off my screen. Okay. So Maria, so this is a victory card, but it's also new ideas. This is mental strength. I just heard you have the mental strength that you need and not to worry. Okay, so that's for you. Rachel says she does both. Good, good. Lisa, Kasur, McGurn. I will take a card. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So you have, this is like a disappointment, different than the loss card. This is feeling, this is a kind of emotionally drained as well. You can see this is the 5 of Cups. And so there's 3 cups that are turned over and 2 that are still standing. This is deep. There's something that is disappointing you, and it's like you won't talk about it. Or you're not going to tell anyone. But I feel like whatever this is referring to, you need to tell people what happened. And I hear you have to say something. So that's for you, Lisa. Employment. Okay, Maria, I just answered yours. Bonnie, Bond, may I have a card? Yes, you may. All right. So, okay, so you have, this is competition, competing. So, Bonnie, I feel like you have an adversary. And I'm going to say this adversary is researching you, is looking up things about you. Not really trolling, you know, so that wouldn't be like trolling you online or anything. I think it's a he. Somebody, I feel like somebody's researching you, some kind of adversary. Not an enemy, but somebody who's, you know, competing with you. Well, I guess an adversary is somebody who's could be antagonistic. Yeah, could be antagonistic. Okay, so Payal. We have the Lover's card. I think. So I just can't remember who I've read for and who I have. So you have the Lover's card. Oh, I get you stepping out of the way. You're getting ready to start a new life. And the new life actually impedes the old life. And I get you making time for men. And I get you committing yourself to somebody new. All right, so that's for you, Pael. Jacqueline. All right. Let's see what we have there. I think I'm being missed. Okay, Jacqueline. It's just that it's my screen for some reason. Okay, so you have the Judgment card. So this is an awakening. So this is like a big awakening. And, okay. I feel like you're more and more in touch within, and more, I don't know what it means, being more and more authentic. But I feel like your inner life is really coming to the forefront. Now, I do want to say you're kind of grounded in the material world, but you're in this transition. The material world is becoming more transformational. So I feel you transforming on the inside. So that's for you, Jacqueline. Janet, have a wonderful Halloween too, Janet. Randy was missed. I was hoping for a card from my guides for the next 2 weeks. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, you got the Star card. So that's kind of the fountain of youth. And it's also, you know, rejuvenation. It's dream come true for you. Let's see, Randy. I want to say there's something going on, Randy, with a power struggle within. And I feel like you also are going to be really looking inside, and almost like I see a magnifying glass or something. I'm really, you know, looking within. I mean, this is a success card. I don't know why I want to say, Randy, it takes one to know one. It just popped into my head. Okay. You know what? I also get let yourself check out for a while. Because I feel like you need a little time for yourself. Okay. So that's for you, Venetia. Thank you. Okay, that could be very well. I need to let me know how he was last weekend. They spent time together for my brother's family. Okay. All right. Rhonda, may I have a card? Okay. All right. So Rhonda and Oksana. Rhonda, this is 6 of Swords. It's a moving away from difficulty. It can also represent traveling, or it can represent a move. Okay. I'm getting a self-care message out of this card. Again, this is sort of an inner life card. I want to moving away from difficulties and moving into your inner life. You know, there very easily could be something planetary that's going on that's driving that sort of theme, because it seems like I've gotten that with a number of people tonight. But I feel like moving away from difficulty, but where I'm headed towards is my inner life. You might want to take a break also. Okay, Oksana wants a card for her husband. And, oh, I don't know what he's disappointed about. This is a heartbreak. Okay. I feel like he said something he didn't mean. He's got to take it back. And I feel like there was some kind of situation going on, and he may have actually made it worse. So I get your husband needing to apologize. So that's what I get for him. And let me just do, Vivian is going to be the last one tonight. All right, so Vivian, what do we have for you? Oh, so you have, this is the Four of Wands. That's a good partnership. It can also represent marriage. I'm hearing the song Happy Days Are Here Again. You know, the skies above are clear again. Sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. I want to say, Vivian, you just really need to go out and have fun. That's what that card is telling me. Go out and have fun. All right. So everybody, we are going to have to call it a night. And thank you very much. If you have any more cards that you want me to, I mean, I'll be able to ask you next program as well. But just leave me a message. And right now we have the Devil and the Hermit card. So we're going to do the Fool, the Devil, and the Hermit so far. So we have 7 slots. All right. So have a good rest of the week, everybody. Nice to see you again. Nice to be with you. And I will see you in 2 weeks. So take care. Good night.